it was it was a scary moment. He was evaluated for concussion, and he's in the concussion protocol. He was at the hospital. I believe he's about to get discharged. It was that was an emotional moment. That is not part of the deal that anyone signs up for, even though you know it's a possibility in football to have something that you have to get taken off on a stretcher. All of his teammates, myself, we were all very, very concerned. So the best news that we could get is that everything is checked out, that he didn't have anything more serious than a concussion.
Thanks again for tuning in. You know I appreciate you guys as always. It's all love, and you know me, I ain't starting no trouble and I ain't bothering nobody. But today I'm going to make a pretty bold prediction. I might even ruffle some feathers. I hope the NFL don't come after me. But this Tua situation has me kind of bothered. I saw both injuries occur. When he tried to get up the first time versus the Bills and started stumbling, I thought, like most people thought, there's no way Tua is about to finish this game. I mean, the NFL, they has this big push regarding head injuries. There are a list of protocols that a player must go through after sustaining any type of head trauma, right? They even have a team in New York who watches every game live to catch any potential head injuries to ensure the safety of the players, the eyes in the sky. So how was Tua allowed to play in Thursday night's game? How did the eyes in the sky, the neurologists on the sidelines, and all the other staff in the stadium miss what most of us could see plain as day on television from the comforts of our own homes? How was Tua allowed in a short week to trot right back on the field where he was unceremoniously slammed to the turf and suffer what appears to be a more severe head injury than the one that was missed, right, against Buffalo? Now, if you actually saw how his body stiffened up, it was a little frightening sight, to tell the truth, even to the most seasoned NFL fan. Now, I myself sat there for a moment wondering what in the world I just saw. Now, I just knew there was going to be a flag. It had to be, but there wasn't. I watched the replay over and over and thought, Tua should immediately stop playing pro football for good. To me, it looks like he had a brush with death. Now, knowing the Dolphins were already embroiled in a major controversy surrounding the whole owner trying to solicit Tom Brady and a private meeting on the yacht, and that it violated league rules on tampering and whatnot, which caused him to be suspended for the whole season. This is not a good look at all for the organization. This ain't a good look for the first-year head coach who had his team off to a 3-0 start. More importantly, this ain't a good look at all for Tua and the franchise's desire to finally have a winner almost cost this man his life. Now reports indicate that the neurologist who cleared Tua to play made several mistakes in his evaluation. So now the NFL has already given us a scapegoat, which means no one really is going to pay for putting this man's life at risk. Now, we all know football is inherently dangerous, and I actually do applaud the NFL on being so hyper-focused on head trauma. But this sounds like a bunch of BS, and whoever this neurologist is, they're not going to have no career moving forward. The big dogs always eat the little dogs, y'all. You got to be very careful when you're running with the big dogs. You have to do everything on the square or become a sacrifice in the name of capitalism. Which brings me to my next point. There is no industry in America that values the employee over the business, regardless of the pay grade. You could call your job and tell them your whole family died, and they're going to still want to know what time you coming in. Everywhere you look, you can find examples of companies placing profit over safety, numbers over human beings. And in this way, the NFL is no different. So let me ask, who monitors the NFL? Is that the players union? Where were they at when it came to Tua? Did they express any reservations with Tua playing on Thursday night? I'd be very curious to hear the answers to the question. If I was Tua, I'd file a lawsuit. He was purposely placed in jeopardy by his employer, and I'd like to know if Tua himself was pressured into playing along with the whole fucking charade. Now, I'm sure there'll be more developments coming from this story. I just feel Tua should hang it up and put in that paperwork. Because another hit like that, and he could suffer permanent, irreversible brain damage. The NFL ain't worth all that, family. And nothing is worth ruining the quality of life, especially not a game who has shown no mercy in spitting out great players who suffer career-ending injuries. So I'm going to bring on a guest tonight. We're going to talk about a few things. Stay tuned, stay tapped in, and y'all know I appreciate you and I love you. In a minute. Okay, thanks everybody for staying tapped in and tuned in. You know I appreciate you. Bringing on a special guest all the way from the West Coast, the best coast. You understand me? My boy straight out of Oakland, the West Side to be exact. We call him Dark Dude. You might call him something else, but that's your business, not mine. So listen to me. He's a Raider fan, a true Raider fan. And I'd be dead wrong if I didn't give a shout out to my partner, Dark. He can't come on the show because you know, he get them checks. And if the people find out he really know how to talk, it's going to fuck his money up. So that's why I ain't brought him on the show yet. So got to give a shout out to my partner. I ain't even going to say his street name because that's snitching. You understand me? But I got to let him know I love him before we even get into this. But
Likewise, Ray.
Okay, now I want to thank you first of all for coming on the show, family, because you know I love you like a play cousin. You my brother.
My
so
pleasure.
I appreciate it. Before we get into the Raiders, real quick though, on this Tua situation, do it look like the Dolphins kind of just threw him out there, you know, they ain't really care about what happened to him, or what's your take on it, brother?
That's what it looked like, Ray. You know they fired the neurologist dude today. Yep. That they're supposed to have make the decision outside of consulting. They said the Players Association fired him. Yeah, that man, this, you know, the guy's life is on the line. It looked like, you know, I don't know, Ray, because they threw him back out there the second time because it was a big deal about the first time about him going back in. And then you threw him right back in after 4 or 5 days later. Yeah, it looked like they just was throwing him out there, bro. I hate to say it, man. And Stephen A. was saying some things that somebody should get fired, and they fired somebody today. I mean, rightfully so, man. That's, man, you know, you don't mess with a man's brain. You know, they got all that stuff. I mean, I forgot the name of it that, you know, Junior Seahawk killed himself behind.
CRT?
The CTE. You know what I mean? They got a lot of that going on in the NFL with the concussions, man. So it's a big thing. So the NFL got to take this serious, bro.
Real serious. Do you think he should first maybe file some paperwork, a lawsuit, because basically that mistake almost killed that man? And secondly, should he even play football again?
Man, you know what? It's crazy, man. That one of my boys was talking about that today. Like, he's saying he don't think he's going to come back. You know, I was like, wow, that's kind of drastic not to come back because, you know, you live your dreams as a youngster to want to become an NFL player. You know, so I don't know, Ray. I don't know if he kind of insisted on going back in, but that really don't mean nothing if the doctors say you can't go in. So it's on the doctors anyway, but I don't know, Ray. I
mean, what doctor gonna have the balls to clear him? The pressure.
Well, he got you. But when you go to concussion protocol on the sideline, you know they're saying it's two doctors. They're saying there's one outside consultant and there's one that's the NFL doctor that's with the team.
Okay.
And it's saying they got to come together and make a decision, and then let the head coach know whether he's green light or red light. And they're saying that the end of the Players Association got the right outside of the NFL, just like the NFL got the right to fire that consultant, which was the neurological doctor, without them conferring with the next person. With the other side, they could do it. So that's what happened today. So I don't know, Ray, man. What do you think? You think he should come back?
No, bro. I didn't see.
So you think he should file some paperwork and sue him?
I think he should get at least $250 million for future earnings. Because I didn't see people get knocked out. I ain't never seen nobody look like they going into rigor mortis, bro. I ain't never seen that. Cause see, I my initial thought, I thought he fell on his head and dislocated his fingers because they was pointing the wrong way. They wasn't just locked up; they was pointing in the wrong direction.
Okay.
You see, it was ugly, and he just locked his whole body locked up, and knowing that, based upon the reports of the neurologist getting fired because they made several mistakes in the evaluation process, right? So knowing that, they put his life in jeopardy.
Yeah.
After that,
that's so okay. But Ray, how do you balance out? This is your dream, and playing like you just want him to sit down and take the check, but it was his dream to play, right?
Oh, that ain't gonna be an easy decision.
Yes, it's not.
It's probably gonna be the biggest decision he ever had to make in his life. But
you're saying you'll take that route,
man, bro. If he take another hit like that, and he little and he can't run, he just a Samoan Baker Mayfield that throw from the left.
right?
With a little bit more poise and whatnot. You feel me? If he get caught and snatched. Now, I was talking to my buddy, and my buddy think that next year the NFL gonna have an automatic 4 games out for every concussion, no matter what. He think they gonna have to put
so 4 games with pay.
4 games with pay, but no play.
Okay. Why he come up with the 4 number?
I don't know. That was just his number.
Okay.
That's just a feeling he had. I just know, man, that it's going to be a tough decision for Tua, and it's a lot of pressure on him right now.
Yeah.
And, the Miami Dolphins franchise itself is kind of dysfunctional. The owner is suspended for a year. The last season's the ex-coach, Mr. Flores.
Oh yeah, he blamed them. He blamed them on. Yeah.
Right, because they trying to run secret meetings with Tom Brady. He alleged that they paid him 100 bands for each loss.
Oh yeah, to lose the game to try to get
Tua.
Yeah.
Tua, they say now reports are he had 5 surgeries at Alabama, not 3. He had 5. 2 were
on what?
Just numerous injuries. He's injury prone. He's fragile.
Oh yeah. He needs to take the check then, right?
Because if he don't take the check and he get another type of injury that's career ending, he ain't gonna get that same amount. I think this is his time. This is his window of opportunity.
This is his way out. It is. This it.
$250,000. He already got a family. He got a wife and some kids. He already laying it down. You feel me? And building a family.
Because they gave him on a silver platter this check. He can get a check for sure.
He can still be involved in football in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
he just can't play.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely, man. I hate to see. It's kind of like they just threw the man out there for the wolves. Like that's crazy, man.
That's how I feel. Like they don't even like. He gotta feel like y'all.
Like that.
It's like
public relations.
It's like getting sent on a dummy move. It's like getting sent on a dummy move.
Because they already got the CTE stuff going on against the NFL.
Big time.
That's why they're trying to come. You know what I mean? That's what they done made a movie behind it. They got the new helmets and everything they testing out this year behind it. Everything. So it's
Can't
already
even touch a
deal.
quarterback's face.
This is one of the public relations that NFL can get outside of the racism and the kneeling with Kaepernick and all that.
And Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson. But
right.
That's what I'm saying. But Deshaun Watson is, he got the massages with the happy endings, man. I don't think it was no rape involved. Me personally, I just think it was the massages with the happy endings, and everybody was trying to get a check off that. Because he didn't get nothing criminal. And by him being have a skin color that he have, I think they would have tried to throw him up under the jailhouse if they could have found any type of thing that get criminal. I just think,
anything in Texas.
Yeah.
In Texas,
For real.
If it was anything on the black man in Texas, they gonna throw the book at you.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, so I think it was below, I don't think it was crossed that line. That's why Cleveland took a chance on him like that and gave him all that guaranteed bread.
Right, they did stand by him. All right, let's go on to the Raiders. Now, just in case you don't know, the coach of the Raiders is from where I'm at. His dad is one of the biggest high school football coaches ever in the state of Ohio. He won back-to-back state high school titles as a quarterback and a national championship. He had, remember Michael Doss, the safety for the Colts out of Ohio State? They was on the team together.
Okay.
So he has a little bit of pedigree. Now, his first tour of duty in the NFL for the Broncos didn't go too well.
Okay, this is what I'm saying. He got fired at the middle of the season in 2010. His record right now, Ray, I know you gave him all them accolades and all that, but hey, man, it's college and NFL is two different things, and high school and all that, right? So his last 25 starts in the NFL, his record is 5-20, right? 5-20, right?
Damn.
His last 25 starts. Where do I start with the Raiders, man? I'm a lifelong Raider fan, man. I was born in 1973, bro, and I got pictures 5-6 years old. My pops, man, Raiders season ticket holders and stuff, man. It's in my blood, silver and black, man. It's like, where do I start at, man? Offensive line is crap. Offensive line is crap. Coaching is crap. Now, we debate about this all the time in the man cave watching the game. I was a big. Oh,
you good?
I was a. Damn. You back, Ray?
I got you.
Okay.
Good?
I was a big. Not David, his brother. Derek Carr fan, man. I'm off the bandwagon, Ray.
Oh. That's one of my favorite QBs, man.
Man, I'm off the bandwagon, Ray, because this the thing. Last year he threw for 4,800 yards, right? He threw for 4,800 yards, fifth in completions, which is all I found out that. You see, it's deceptive with these stats that got to go with Derek Carr, right? Because he be having stats every year. The stats be good, but in the crunch time, he don't deliver. And he has no passion. He's too passive. Okay? He did all this good stuff the whole game, come back and all this. But when it's time for him to deliver, to make that 3rd and 6th pass, he can't do it. And not only that, his Achilles is he gets in the 20-yard, inside the 20-yard the red zone, and don't deliver. They kicks field goals, bro. That's not going to win. That's not a winning recipe against good teams, bro. Right. Every time I told you, that's like that bites him in the butt every time. And then the defense is on and off. Man, you got firepower, man. You got Darren Waller over 1,200 yards last year. Hunter Renfrow over 1,000 yards. Josh Jacobs over 1,000 yards, bro. Then you add the superstar Adams to your roster. You got firepower. it's just I think it's coaching. It's a lot to do with them boys, right? Then you got the rookie on the offensive line letting the boy get sacked. He can't even take a 3-step drop back without running for his life, bro. So, it's on both sides of the ball, but I really think that people is up in the air about it, but to me, Carr don't have enough passion, bro. It's like if I watch Steph Curry and LeBron James, they could be losing the game, bro. And they make a mistake, they still mad. Even if they up, they still mad. This dude, Carr, he's so nonchalant about making a mistake. It's crazy, bro. It's like try to do better, bro. It's no passion here for me, right? No passion, man. But I could dissect this defense, offense all day long, man. But he got the offense, man. Wow. But he don't deliver.
Wow. I always been a big fan of Carr. People will tell you, I wanted the Browns to get Carr, but years ago. Can you got me? We still there, baby. We still good.
Oh, okay, I didn't hear you. You already been a big fan of who?
A Carr.
Okay.
That's always.
I was too, man. I'm off the bandwagon now, though, bro. But I was too.
So moving forward, what kind of creative moves do you think the Raiders can make to kind of shore up the weaknesses that you just mentioned?
Well, I think it's a matter of confidence with Carr inside the 20 inside the red zone. I really think we got the pieces to be successful on offense, bro.
Oh, without a doubt.
I believe that, right? Raiders been known, man, for just the lack of discipline, man. They had like one of the games where they fumbled the ball. They was up 18 points and just gave away. It's like, I think it's coaching, right? Like, it's coaching because we need stern coaches to be, because the last 4 years, bro, they be up and lose it in the last 7 minutes of a game.
So when you say coaching, because usually the team is an extension of the coach, right? Especially the quarterback. Yeah. Do you feel like the coach itself lacks passion as well, maybe?
Well, that's what I don't want to drop the hammer on him, but like you said, at the Denver, it's only 2 games in, man. I don't think that's fair that it's 3 games in, but they say he on the hot seat already, and he 5-20. He's 5-20, man. And I think it got a lot to do with Mark Davis, the owner. I don't think he's picking stuff right. You know what I mean? I don't think it's Mark Davis. He's trying to go the cheap route, man. Go get us a big tuna, man. A Bill Parcells. Go get us somebody that know these X's and O's. They're not going to tolerate that bullshit that's going to demand accountability from all these players, man. These coaches coming in, they not demanding accountability for these players, man. We need a stern coach, like a Tom Coughlin.
Right.
You know what I mean? Somebody that comes in that you ain't no laugh. I'm not trying to be your best friend.
Right.
And I think, John Gruden, that's another story, but I think he had him on the right path. And, and it's hard to rebuild. You know what I mean? It's hard to get the chemistry. You come in with a new coaching staff and this and that and this and that.
All right. Let me ask you a deeper question. Because I was actually thinking about this earlier. Okay, and in the Raiders case, Al Davis started a whole league, bro. He been a commissioner. He been a coach, right?
Pioneer.
He lived and breathed football. Now, a lot of these situations where you see it happen with the San Francisco 49ers, where the children take over the team, or the sister, or the son, or not the original, who had a passion for football. That's why they bought the team, right? You usually see some sort of dysfunction in how they go about building the front office, selecting the right people. You just don't. They don't have that gut instinct, because see, when you talk about coaches like Coughlin, Parcells, those is football coaches.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Right. And today you kind of got this atmosphere of analytics driven coaching. decide when to go for it on fourth down based on analytics.
Based on stats.
Instead of the flow of the game and how your team is looking, you can look at the body language.
Yep.
You can look at the plays that have been successful. You can look at the
something that a computer can't do.
Something the computer can't do. So I think the successful coaches are the ones who coach outside of the analytics. And the owners are those who actually have a passion for football. Because then
or sit back and hire somebody that has the passion. Because what you call John Mack, he's still consulting for the Raiders.
Right.
And he was telling Mark Davis, man, go get a football guy. A real football guy, like you said, that knows the X's and O's, that could that live and breathe and got the heartbeat of the field when it's going down.
Yep.
Instead of these young coaches that come in and just going off of, like you said, the analytics of the game. Oh, okay. The odds is if I done went for fourth down this many times and missed, I should make it this time. That type of shit.
Don't make sense, do it?
Nah, not at all.
So, I'm a believer in Carr. I never say the Raiders should get rid of Carr. But one of the strange things that struck me about McDaniel, both times that he got hired, is I never really saw him as an offensive wonder kid. Like your boy down there for the Rams. Somebody like that. I didn't put him on that kind of level. I don't even put him on an offensive play calling level of even a Kevin Stefanski for the Browns that got Jacoby Brissett looking like a full-time starter and looking better than Baker Mayfield.
Okay.
Based off scheme and play calling and working according to your strengths. First of all, the Raiders should be run-driven. That back ain't no joke. That back ain't no joke.
They run the ball. You could be run-driven, but you got an offensive juggernaut. So the thing is this, Ray, see, you're not, okay.
Okay, let me ask you this real quick. You think Dak Prescott would be better in your offense?
I wanted Russell Wilson.
Ooh. Russell Wilson on the Raiders?
I wanted Russell Wilson.
That's historic too.
Yeah, I wanted Russell Wilson. Dak Prescott injury prone.
Okay.
Dak Prescott injury prone. That's who I wanted. I wanted them to go after Russell Wilson. People like I said, Ray Carr got good stats, but when he making his coach and them look bad. Like when you're a good quarterback, Ray, it's some plays gonna break down and you make it happen.
Improvise.
It's like, okay, I messed up, we'll get him next game. That's his whole motto. It's like, I get him next. Oh, we messed up, we get him next game. No, man, no. He too, I don't want to say religious, but it's something going on with the dude, man. It's like, man, you act like your career gonna be forever, bro. It's just people just, I'm telling you, Ray, you gotta really, if you just go back and watch the film and watch the tape on Carr, it's like he do good, but when it's time for the crunch time and it's 3-6 and this, he don't score in the red zone, bro.
Yeah, you can trust him to help you move, but you can't trust him.
He's like an Alex Smith with the 49ers, man.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Manage the game.
I know what you're talking about.
Alex Smith, good manager.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay, now, so let's move to the last part of this segment. We can wrap this up. You guys go against the Denver Broncos this weekend, right? The Denver Broncos ain't looked that good. I'm going to keep it a buck. Devontae Adams is not even leading the team in targets. I think that, I would like to see the Raiders come out early, try to get Devontae Adams involved early, get some nice chunks on the ground early. Then you can start hitting that play action. Because one thing about Carr, once he get in the zone, though, when he get grooving, he gets grooving. So
he get grooving, bro. He get grooving, but he don't when the
can they turn? Can they turn it around, bro?
They not that far out, man. With the 3 games, 2 games, like Denver not looking that good. You got Kansas City as a juggernaut, but they only two games up out of second place, man. That they get in second place, so they could turn it around. They could get some ground right now if they beat Denver. I believe they're gonna beat Denver. I believe they're gonna beat Denver, man. But they could turn it around. They just got to gel. I think the offense got to gel, and I think the Adams thing you talking about, Ray. He just can't force it. It's gonna come. Let it flow. Don't try to force it. I just throw interceptions, man. Just trying to force it to him. The dude is a superstar. Adams, the U.S. Let it flow. Let them, you know what I mean? Because they're going to be, running them zone packages and everything. Coverages, trying to run the boy into other things that the Adams do, right? So, if you got Waller, you got Renfro, you got other people that really can catch the ball, man. And get Adams in it. You know what I mean? Get him in it and get the balls. And I don't think you force it just because he's the best receiver on the team that you start throwing it to him the most of the time. Because the other dudes is proving that they can catch the ball too. Boy, Renfro had 103 receptions.
Without a doubt. I agree with that. That's good logic. You can spread. Yeah.
Once you spread it out,
around.
then you got the Josh Jacobs. Once you spread out, then you got the play action.
And then you can take your shots.
Yeah.
That's a nice strategy. Well, listen here, man. I appreciate you taking the time. How about this? We later in the season, we revisit this conversation and see what the Raiders have done from this point to that point.
Man, let's do that, right, man.
All right, I got you locked in, man. I appreciate you coming on the show, family. In a minute.
Talk to you later, brother.
Peace.
What up with it? It's your man Bud Butt, and this is Bud's Breakdowns, where I take a little nugget and I break it down and sprinkle it across and spread love to everybody out there. So today's little nugget is going to be, how did Ryan Day continue the recruiting success after Urban Meyer left? Now, this was a big question in Buckeye Land, where I'm from. You already know. So people wanted to know if they were going to be able to continue the recruiting success that Urban Meyer had built upon and took to a national level after he succeeded Jim Tressel. So what happened, they already knew that Ryan Day had a great scheme, know how to develop quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? Which he did with Dwayne Haskins, which he did with Justin Fields, 2 first-round picks. How could he continue the recruiting success? They just had 3 of these receivers get drafted in the first round. One transferred to Alabama because he couldn't get enough playing time because O State kept bringing in more and more powerful receivers. So Jamison Williams had to transfer to Alabama because Jackson Smith and Jigba, was taking over that 3rd receiver spot. So he transferred to Alabama, immediately had a success, explosive, went first round. So they had first Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, then James Williams, all get in consecutive orders, 10, 11, 12, first round picks. So that allows them to know that the recruits to know that he can develop when he gets to Ohio State under wide receiver coach Brian Hartline, with the number 1 receiver in the country for 3 straight years, beginning with Garrett Wilson, then Julian Fleming, who came in with Jackson Smith and Jigba, and Emeka Egbuka, who's out there grinding as we speak. And through all that, they also have not only the top receiver, they have a loaded class that has 2, 3, 4 different receivers in it. That's all 4-star, 5-star recruits. They even had one from Massillon, Jaden Ballard. Now, Shane Ballard played on the same field as the only champion in Massillon's history in any sport. He shared that field, and with the half man, half amazing state champion wrestler, Zion Clark, when Zion Clark slid across the field to get his diploma.
We divide your sides apart and make you slide across the sidewalk looking at that retarded wrestler Zion.
Now, they develop these receivers, they groom them, and then they make them into first round picks. And that entices more recruits to come and play for them, which they have done again with this year's class with Carnell Tate, Brandon Enos, and Noah Rogers, all 5-star or high 4-star receiving threats. So, this makes Ohio State's offense extremely potent, the most potent offense in America when you have a coach who has a great scheme. He has his quarterback who know how to implement his schemes and make the decisions that he need to be made in the system. And then you give him all kind of weapons around him with the most loaded receiving room in America. And then you probably have the best back in Travion Henderson, who can go out and be another receiving threat. And you have Cade Stover, who was a converted linebacker, who's the tight end, who's really been coming into his own this year. So the offense is so potent right now, O State, that I am picking them to be the national champions. Not only will they make the playoffs, but I have them making the national championship because not only do they have the most explosive offense in the country, Jim Knowles is coming to bring the Silver Bullets back. They've been flying around, playing real good these few games. We want to keep it up. And it's OH. IO. It's been Bud's Breakdown. And I'm Bud Butts. Peace. But remember, we can't have peace until we come together as one. One another.